let's kind of we threw some trivia questions out there trying to get somebody to guess who we were going to have on with the clues we put out. Nobody guessed it, so I want you to kind of tell everybody exactly who you are and your capacity and association with the Chili Bowl.
I am a psychotic race fan of the Chili Bowl that they found in southern New Mexico.
Okay, and your role with the Chili Bowl is what?
I'm actually the publicist and one of the head announcers here at the Chili Bowl Nationals.
And you do a very, very, very good job, sir.
Yes,
We've spent
sir.
the last couple of weeks watching old Chili Bowls on YouTube, and you do a great job, and it's good to have you on the show. So, we want to talk about the Chili Bowl because it's the week of that big show. I know you and I have talked a couple times over the last couple of weeks, and I've mentioned Bryson James, and you said, oh, yeah, we kind of know who that kid is. The first time I talked to you on the phone, it was kind of like, I just got off the phone with Johnny Herrera, and we were talking about Bryson. So, kind of give us what you know about Bryson, and we'll help you out a little bit.
Yeah, we do. We've seen Bryson race a couple times when we've gone up in the Northwest, with Dirt Cup and going up in that area, and then when we raced in Oregon a few times. And he's a very talented driver. He's a good shoe. I mean, I think, him teaming up with Johnny, he's no slouch, and Johnny has good equipment. So I think he's going to be entertaining to watch.
No doubt about it. He is entertaining, whether he's in a super sport, a late model, a sprint car, a street stock,
Modified.
open cage car.
Yeah.
He does it all, and the kid is one at every level.
Man, it's a stick course. It sounds like he's ready for big time.
Well,
Yes,
here's the
absolutely.
thing, though. I mean, for a kid his age, he's 18 years old. For a kid his age to get a break like he's got, to get into some equipment with Johnny Herrera, of all people, and Woodruff. I mean, that is huge for anybody, experienced veterans, let alone a kid coming up into a midget for the second time.
Well, it speaks to his talent and it speaks to his dedication to what he does. He works on his craft, and like you said, he's 18 years old, and a lot of kids that are of the millennial age, they don't have that kind of work ethic. They don't have that kind of drive and that passion. So to see
Right.
that, kind of gives you hope for the world.
Yes, it does.
Well, this kid lives to be in a race car, and I mean, since he was 5 years, his career actually started out in the mini dragsters. That's where he started racing, believe it or not.
And then he came over to the good side.
That's right. So let's kind of.
So what you're saying is, as he got older, he got smarter.
That's
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
That's right. I can't argue with that. So let's, there's a lot of people out here on the West Coast that haven't been to the Chili Bowl. And I kind of want you to bring the Chili Bowl. I know. And we were going to go there this year, and you and I had some conversations, and we kind of got limited on what we could do. So we will try to make it next year, even if it's as race fans. We're going to be there. But let's have you, with all your experience there at the Chili Bowl, bring the Chili Bowl to the people that haven't been there. Let's talk about the environment and the excitement and the whole Chili Bowl experience over the week.
It is an event unlike anything you will ever witness. Since you've been to Dirt Cup, you've seen how big that is. You feel the excitement, and you see the talent that comes in there with the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series, and the cars that draws in. And you see Knoxville, you see Eldora, you see the Ironman, and you see Devil's Bowl, the Winter Nationals. You see how big these events are. Imagine that big condensed down into one 15-acre building with 10 times the excitement and 15 times the fun.
A 15-acre building.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Right now, I have 373 entries.
Wow.
Pre-entered 373, and that's a record.
The record last year was 349.
Wow.
Whoa.
The record for driver attendance is 335.
So you've got these pre-registered. Some of them don't show up. They blow motors. Something happens. Like, I get it. You're going to be pushing the 400 registration mark at the gate.
It looks like it. And it's, probably the only event outside of this that boasts hundreds of cars for one class is the event we just got done. And that's the Tulsa Shootout.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you see, like the Short Track Nationals has had over 100 cars. Knoxville has had over 100 cars. Eldora has had over 100 cars. The shootout, and some have over 200 cars.
Right.
And this one has now, and it's amazing to have over 300
Absolutely. So, with all that, that being said, you and I had a conversation on the phone last night, and we've kind of decided between the two of us that truly, for one class of cars, this has got to be the biggest race in the country, even bigger than the the Iowa, the Boone Nationals.
And you talk about the Boone Nationals, and how many different classes race at the IMCA National, the Super Nationals at Boone.
Right.
And yeah, I mean they're pushing 500-600 cars, but that's what 15 classes.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So for one.
That's not taken away from them, and that's not saying that we're any better than anybody. I mean, everybody wants to put on a good show. Everybody wants to have a great event.
You bet.
But to have an event with one class of car bring 373 pre-entries, potentially 350 drivers to the door. It's like I said, it goes back to one. We're in the middle of winter, middle America. The building works for you. You get all your fans, all your rigs, everything inside one building, and the people that they have in place, but the people that Emmett and Lanny have put in place over the years to work the track, to work the pits, to do all of this, they're some of the absolute best you can get. And a lot of people, they see Tony Stewart out helping work that track. Tony's just a part of it.
Right.
3, 4, 5 guys there that are constantly bouncing ideas off each other of what they need to do with the track.
Wow.
Well, and the thing about it is, you want to talk about this event and what it's grown to. Everybody who is somebody in their division, whether it's modifieds, late model sprint cars, asphalt, NASCAR, it doesn't matter. They come to this show with hopes of making it. You're starting with close to 400 cars this year, and you're going to narrow it down to the final 24.
I was going to say, now do the math on that. What's the percentage?
Yeah.
Almost 400 entries, there's only 24 spots.
That's unbelievable.
Wow.
So, and then too, you talk about these people coming from all these different ranks. We've got guys that run USMTS, NASCAR, IndyCar, World of Outlaws, American Sprint Car Series, Lucas Oil late models, World of Outlaw late models. We've got a guy who's an Olympic medalist in shooting who's racing.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
You talk about diversity. If you sit down and you just look at all the different sanctioning bodies that are represented with these drivers, it's amazing.
And, the fact that they all want to be here and they all want to win this race, it's very flattering. It's very humbling, even to be a part of an event like this, to look around and go, they all want to be here. This is amazing.
Well, and what they have built there in Tulsa is, like you said, it's amazing. It's unrivaled out there. There's anything like that in our country as far as, living up to the hype. That show, it's promoted as, one of the best, most exciting dirt track races in the country, and year in and year out, it lives up to that.
It's there's a lot of people behind the scenes that don't get credit for the job they do. And, and that starts right here in the office with Donna Hahn Harris, who is Emmett's daughter. Mm-hmm. She runs the trade show. She runs the office. You've got Emmett's wife, Fuzzy, who is, it's one of those deals. Emmett's the boss, then there's actually the boss. That's Fuzzy.
I love it.
You've got our head of timing and scoring, who is Ashley Ward, who also does our souvenir T-shirts and designs all those and gets all those ordered, who helps get the pit passes ordered. Our competition director, Matt Ward, he helps build the track. I mean, he helps construct everything. He helps lay everything out. He helps do parking. So, I mean, that the ladies in the ticket booth, they're not only doing ticket sales, they're also doing pit passes. They're running in here answering phones. The guys in the staging lane, a lot of those guys also help with parking and build the track, too.
So it sounds like you've got
there's so many people.
Yeah, you got a small group of people wearing a lot of different hats.
It really is. For as many people as we actually have here that do these jobs, they do multiple jobs, and they do it very well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've spent the last few days, on YouTube watching old Chili Bowl races and kind of, getting some history on it. And let me ask you a question, talking about history.
Well, hang on a second.
Okay.
Hang on.
Okay.
You're on YouTube.
Yes.
You should be on Lucas Oil Racing TV.
Well, we've done that too. But here at the shop.
There you go. See?
Yes, so it works.
Sorry, shameless self-promotion.
No, absolutely. Get that plug in there. You got to get that in there. So with all the years you've been associated with the Chili Bowl, let's kind of talk about, some of your favorite past races or, some of the things you've seen there that maybe people don't see, as they watch it on TV, or kind of give us some highlights, things you remember in your mind vividly.
There's a lot of things that happen during the races, like watching Brian Clausen finally win a Golden Driller, watching Rico win. I was lucky enough to be here the year that Kevin won his first driller, when him and Sammy came across the line almost dead even.
Yeah, that was good.
And there's a lot of racing memories. And then, what's nice is where myself, Tony Bachhoven, and Randy Ward get to call the races from, it's an open air booth. So we get to interact with the fans. We get to joke with them. We get to talk with them. There's a gentleman that sits just catty corner to us that rules like this whole section. And he, out of his own pocket, brings thousands and thousands of Mardi Gras beads and thousands of, confetti poppers, and does the great big American flag during opening ceremonies on Saturday in the stands. And the guy, and you never know what outfit he's going to wear. I think one year him and a bunch of buddies dressed up like the Village People. I mean, you never know what the guy's going to do. And his name is Jeff Barbie, and he I believe he works for one of the railroad companies. And he does it all just because he wants to, just because he wants to have a good time. Nicest guy you'll ever want to meet. And, doesn't ask for anything, doesn't ask us to pay for anything. He just say, I'm coming to have fun. But literally that whole section, he rules that whole section because they all get into it.
Okay, so next year when we go, that's where we're sitting, guys.
Yeah, we want to sit in the fun area.
That's right.
If you can get a ticket.
That's
what I hear.
Now, the capacity of that race seats how many?
Do what?
What's the capacity of the seating there at that show?
There's about 7,500 seats actually around the racetrack, plus standing areas, plus areas in the pits where everybody can stand. But come Saturday night, there's going to be over 20,000 people in this building.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And, it's insane. And you talk about the memory that nobody ever really sees. My favorite memories are actually helping build this track.
Really?
You built it.
That's one of the things. That's one of the things I'm very lucky with, is I get to come in and help with aspects of the track and help put it together. And I'm probably not right in the head, but one of my favorite things is actually to help build the catch fence.
That's got to be a lot of work too.
Yeah, Brian, it's Joel. I've been there, and I know what you're talking about with building the catch fence. There's something about that. I've had to do that between races. It's never a fun task at 3 a.m, but it's all worthwhile the next day when you get to go, throw a little mud.
Oh yeah, but it's interesting. It takes about a week to build it all up. It takes about 2 days to rip it all out.
Yeah.
So yeah, how many truckloads of dirt are going in on that thing? Several hundred.
Just shy of 700 this year.
700 truckloads of dirt to build that track.
Wow. And
just shy of 7, and it's not. Hang on a second. It's not dirt. It's clay.
Well.
And where does
dirt's what I plant my garden in. This is
That's
clay.
right. I can't argue with you. That's true.
Man, one announcer taking the other to school. This is kind of fun.
Well, we don't say it's clay racing. We talk about the dirt track racing world. We say dirt track racing. But yes, that is it 100% clay?
It is clay, 100%. I mean, clay with a mixture of rock, like any racetrack.
Right.
So, but the bulk of the clay that is on this racetrack is the same clay that was used in 1987 for the very first Chili Bowl. In fact, it was actually used in 1986 for the first shootout. So this clay came from the old Tulsa Speedway, which is on the fairgrounds right to the east of us. That's the same clay that Emmett Hahn raced on, that Ray Crawford raced on, Harold Leap, all the legends of NCRA and that from the 60s and the 70s. That's the same clay they raced on.
That's awesome.
Wow.
A lot of history there. That's cool.
Hey, Brian, this is Warren. I got a couple of questions for you. First of all, with 373 cars pre-registered, I saw online you have a B through K main events. They're probably going to go into L